Hey everybody, this is Threshold Training's workout day for Tuesday, July 28th. So hopefully you are continuing to stay hydrated. It was hot and humid yesterday. That also reminds me, when you come to the gym and there are pull-ups, toes to bar, or anything where you're hanging on the bar, please see if you can remember either your liquid chalk or a towel to wipe your hands. This is primarily for your safety than anything else. So please remember that as best you can when you see pull-ups, toes to bar, or anything similar on that. Otherwise, if you feel like you are sweating too much to be able to hang on the bar safely, okay, we'll go do the rings or some other pulling variation. Today's workout does not have a pull-up bar in it. However, it does have we are working on our gymnastics shapes and endurance. So how that's going to flow, we'll do a 13-minute AMRAP. The goal is to work at a sustainable pace with 25 hollow rocks into 75 double unders and into a 45-second wall sit hold while holding plates in a pinch grip by your side. So this is not only going to get grippy, okay, but it's going to really tax your midline. Okay, so when we say sustainable pace, we mean that we can do multiple rounds within a similar time domain. Okay, so if I get my first round done in 3 minutes, I would expect to do my subsequent rounds in the same time domain. Versus, I'm doing my first round in 2 minutes, my last round is done in 4 minutes. Okay, so what I would advise you to do, look at these movements, look at the skills and what is involved in these movements, and I would break them up early so that you can continue to work through them at that sustainable pace that we're talking about. So for the hollow rocks, okay, what we're looking for shape-wise is that we maintain compression and we round the body. Imagine pulling your ribs down to your waist or your belt line. We have a couple different ways we can slice this. Traditional hollow rock, legs are straight, arms are near the head or out to the side, and you're rocking back and forth. Okay, these are little oscillations. They're not big oscillations like that. Okay, in order to maintain that, if you need to bend the knees and straighten the arms like this as you rock back, fine. Okay, that'll decrease the lever arm and make it a little bit easier on the midline. What we want to try to avoid, and what we often see, is that when we rock back into that position, okay, we lose tension and we fall. We fall back so that our shoulders kind of slam into the floor. We want to avoid that as much as possible. So slow the movement down. Okay, as you rock back. Right, keep tension even as you're rocking back. What you can do is also practice curling down as in a sit-up, so you can get the idea of what it feels like to maintain tension even as the 2 points of insertion of the midline muscle group are lengthening. And it's often we see that separation happen when we go back because it's a lot harder to maintain that tension or position in that midline. Right? So we have 25 hollow rocks. We'll come up and do 75 double unders. For some of us who jump, no problem. Fine, 75 double unders might seem like a doable task over and over and over again. For other folks, think about doing 3 sets of 25 with maybe 10 to 15 second rest in between. This may allow you to keep your double under rhythm and not get frustrated by any sort of break. Okay? When we're doing double unders, okay, often many of us have that height, that maybe 3 to 4 inch height underneath us that will allow the rope to jump under. Make sure that we're making small circles with the wrists to allow for greater wrist speed versus a big circle with the shoulder. Okay, so I get small little wrist circles as I jump here. I'm not moving my arms a bunch. I'm not straightening my arm on the way back and keeping it in front. This will allow, again, a greater wrist speed and a more successful double under. Then our wall sit, what's going to happen is we will set up, if you're in class, we will set up plates for your feet against the wall. You will come to a 90-degree angle with your hips and knees. You will hold 2 plates by the side, like so, in a pinch grip-like position. So your pinch grip today looks like this. Okay, so thumb, and then the rest of the fingers around the plate, not a claw grip like this. All right, pinch. Think lobster claws. Okay. The plates are designed just to elevate your feet off the floor. If you didn't have plates there, okay, the plates that you're holding would touch the floor, and they wouldn't have the same response as if they were floating in mid-air, because we're really going to be taxing those forearms when we do that. So if you are a taller person, you may need, with longer arms, you may need a higher stack of plates. Okay, from there, after our 13 minutes, we're going to go into a 10-minute circuit, an AMQAP. Okay, so 10 minutes, as much quality as possible. That's what the AMQAP stands for. You're going to perform a 20-second bridge hold per leg. So it's going to be a little different than a regular big bridge hold. You're going to find a surface like a box, edge of a couch, or a chair. You're going to put the arch or the ball of your toes on the edge of that chair. You're going to lift your hips 1 inch, only an inch off the floor. This leg is suspended in mid-air, and you're going to hold for 20 seconds. Then you will switch sides, hold for 20 seconds. If you want to make it easier, bring the object towards you, or you move closer. If you want to make it harder, move the object away from you, or you go farther back. This will give you less of a bend in the knee. Okay? We don't want to get so far back that we're straightening the knee, but again, if you move farther back, have less of an angle, it'll be a little bit harder. Now, if this is too difficult on one leg, you may perform 40 seconds on both legs. From there, we'll have a dumbbell nearby us. We're going to perform the following complex 4 times per arm. We're going to perform 1 floor press into 1 Turkish sit-up. That's a Turkish sit-up, so it's the first half of the Turkish get-up. I do my floor press. I go again. All right, so I'm active through my shoulder, through my wrist, through my elbow, reaching up towards the sky or the ceiling. Looking at my dumbbell, I'm segmentally going through this movement, taking it slow, working on time under tension and activity through that shoulder. From there, I'm going to go into a 20-second side plank. I can come here, I can come onto my knees and do it that way. I can crisscross my legs this way, so long as our hips stay stacked over us. Shoulder is over the wrist. And then we'll switch sides for the other 20 seconds. And then the last movement we'll do is 16 total L-sit hurdles. So an L-sit hurdle, you will take your dumbbell, or you will bring a plate up, like so, on the vertical side. And in a long seated position with your legs straight, you're going to bring one leg up and over, other leg up and over. That's 1, 2, 3, etc. Your goal as you do this is to maintain compression, but also to not lean back as you do this. You want to keep your shoulders over your hips the whole time. Brace yourself on the floor with your fingertips if you need to as you come up and over. If you want to make it more challenging, you just bring your hands near your knees, like this, and you pitch forward a little bit more. It'll make it a little bit more challenging. Again, you can make it easier by leaning back slightly, but try not to move backwards even more as you flip up and over the hurdle that you make, okay? So that is today's workout. If you are at home, a lot of these movements are similar. Okay, so find weighted objects that you can do for the floor press and Turkish sit-up. Otherwise, most of these movements are body weight. If you don't have a jump rope, fine. Let's do plate taps or hops over a line, maybe even 1 foot over the line. Okay? So, have a great day, and we will see you on Wednesday.